Right guys, welcome back to the Porsche Boxster. Today I'm going to get it up on the ramp and decide whether it's worth actually modifying this car. If it's a rusty bucket underneath, then we might abandon it. If it's straight, we're going to do it. So I've got it inside. We've taken the top box off and kept it off. That, I don't know, wasn't for me. I didn't like that. So being as it's sunny outside, the roof is down, I think the car looks much better this way. So you get it up in the air, have a look at the chassis, have a look at the brake lines, look at all the common issues on this car, and then decide what we do from there on in. Still undecided what to do. I really like it on these wheels. I just don't hate it enough to sell them, but the look I want to go for will require new wheels. Now we do know it needs some paint work, so the painter is coming up today to let us know the costs of putting right all of the scratched and damaged and mismatched coloured areas on the car. So essentially this front bumper definitely needs painting there, it definitely needs painting there, and that rear quarter is 100% the worst colour match I've ever seen. So out in the sun, weirdly, because it's silver, you don't really notice it's bad, and from other angles, but it's kind of driving me a bit nuts. So that is something that we're going to have to address. Now, we still can't decide whether we paint it or whether we wrap it another colour. So that is also on the card. So if the paint man comes down and says it's going to be X, Y, Z, and it's an astronomical amount of money, because it is a lot of work, then we might do a colour change on it. But I don't know, I'm undecided. And then if we do a colour change, then of course we will do the wheels. But first and foremost, get it in the air. Make sure it's not leaking loads and loads of fluids and it's not rusty under there. And then I'll think about more seriously what we're going to do next. But I'm looking forward to getting it in the air, and then part of me isn't looking forward to getting it in the air because I actually have fallen in love with this car quite quickly. And I don't want it to be bad under there. I really don't. Let's get it up. Right, she's up. Okay. Nice. Did a good job of rushing that little clean, didn't I? What is going on here? Okay, so this is looking a bit, I don't really know. That's going to need some tidying up. Suspension bushes all look good though. No lips on the discs. Slight lip on this one. The chassis looks fantastic. It really does. I'm actually shocked. Okay, so it's looking good under here. All these brake lines are brand new. These have all been replaced according to the service history, and that is true. So these were quite heavily corroded and it had advisories on the MOT. I wasn't sure whether they'd been done. The service history said the brake lines have been replaced, but they definitely have. They are all new. So that was a big job that someone's done, and they've managed to clip them all back into their retaining clip. So that is good news. No leaks from any of this, which I've been told is quite common. So that's good. Now, just looking at this exhaust, I thought it was going to be a bit of a bastard to swap out, but it is super accessible. Cool. Looks quite corroded on there, but I guess if we're taking it off from this point, it shouldn't be too bad. Although, oh, I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on there. That doesn't look too good. Can't actually see the nuts, they're gone. So I don't know how they've managed to get that to seal up. There's no, don't know, I have to get an expert. I'm guessing it should look like this. But it doesn't. So there is our first issue on sorting that out, certainly. Now the oil filter doesn't look very good. I'm going to say that hasn't been changed for some time. The last service was reported to be 2 years ago, but that looks older than 2 years, if I'm honest. So we know we're going to be doing a service on it, that's fine. I'm going to say that the engine is dry. There's actually no leaks whatsoever. Nothing's getting past these and leaking through, so I'm going to say it's good. Right, rear bushes. They're not looking too bad either. They look like they've been in there a long time. But again, it handles really well, so I'm going to say the exhaust is going to be a problem. That is, if we want to replace this, getting it off is going to be tricky, but if we go from manifolds down, then it won't be too bad as long as all those come off. Okay, anything else we need to look at? The tyres are all mint. They don't look very old at all. The wheels are in great condition, we know that. I don't know what else to report. All of this looks really good and not corroded and in good condition. Really good condition. Right, brake pipes. They look good. They've still got a label on. They were suggested that they've been replaced in the last 5 years. I'm impressed. I really am. That is not a bad car at all. Decisions. What do we do with this car? Listen, let's get the painter down there. We'll see what he has to say, how much he's going to charge me to make it almost one silver again. And then we'll go from there, I think. But certainly is a bargain so far. There's no horror stories under there other than where I can see it's definitely going to be blowing from here. Because there is absolutely, there's actually no bolts holding that together. So, right. Let's get the painter here and we'll have a look. Right, something that's been bugging me on the Porsche is the radio is alive, it's on, but none of the buttons work on the fascia. And someone in the comments on the last video, thank you to you, said you need to take it apart, get the fascia off, and you'll see some contacts. Now, I have indeed done that. I've got the radio out of the car, and I've got the fascia off. And I've got these contacts here. Now, it doesn't really show up on the screen very well there, but they are quite grubby. So I have myself some electrical contact cleaner, a little paintbrush to give them a clean, and a little bit of sandpaper to make them a new surface. A tool cut pad. This is all very homemade. If this doesn't work, we're going aftermarket. But let's see if we can get it fixed. Right, here goes nothing. Quite surprising how dirty it is in here. What I did find though, there was a label on the casing from a company called Cartronics and the name and address of the previous keeper. So he's obviously had this problem before. He sent it away and had it repaired, and now it's gone again. But I can see that these are visibly dirty, and there's actually a couple of hot spots on two, which is probably the main used power supplies for it. What I don't understand is the unit light it illuminates, but there's no buttons at all working on the unit at all, which is just strange. But I'm going to give that all a good clean in there. I'm just going to run off to the workshop and just get some airline on it. Back in a second. Right, I'm back. Airlined it out. It's looking cleaner. So I've made a bit of toll cut into a shape the same width as the brass connectors. I'm going to just give it a little final clean before I go and plug it in and give it a try. I'll be absolutely amazed if this works. Absolutely amazed. But if someone else has tried this and it's worked, then why wouldn't you give it a go? See, as far as I'm concerned, they're looking quite good now. They definitely are looking better. One more go of the electrical contact cleaner. I mean, it's got two options, right? This is the most DIY can we save the head unit going? Thing is, I don't mind aftermarket at all, but it does look just nice with the genuine radio in there, and it obviously has like amps and stuff in the car that all connect and talk to this radio, so I've been told. So going aftermarket, there is a bit more work than just plugging it in, so I think it's definitely going to be worth trying this certainly first. And I'm going to give the connectors on the actual radio a little clean here too, in the hope that that will get it going. And to be fair, this paintbrush was brand new, and the dirt that has picked up out of there is quite a lot, to be fair. I'm still none the wiser as to how the dirt really gets in there, but hey, let's give it a whirl. Before I put the radio back together properly, I think I'm going to clip the fascia in, go plug it in and see if that has worked. The other thing I noticed is, even though I've unplugged the radio for some time, it must have a good backup battery in here, because it was still holding the radio tunes and stations from the previously tuned outlets of radio, well, the one that it's currently tuned into. So someone else said in the comments yesterday, maybe you should consider just giving it a hard reset and leaving it for a while, which I've done, and it will not come back as a new radio. It's just remembering the old stations. Well, I think I'm about done. I think I've cleaned these connectors as much as I can. Absolutely amazed if this works. I wouldn't have said they were even furry, but I'd be honest with you now, they are actually going back to a nicer colour, which will conduct signal. Yeah, if you look now, I don't know if you can see that, those connectors, certainly the fronts, are a nicer colour. Right, let's go and put this in the car and give it a whirl. Okay, so I've clipped the fascia back on. I'm going to go and plug it into the car, see if these buttons have come to life. If not, I'll give it one more go before I seal it back up, because at the minute it's better than silence. You can hear something, greatest hits FM, but that seems pretty good on there. Let's go and give it a try. Right guys, I think we're ready to switch it on. So I've put the plug in the back of the unit. I've obviously left the top exposed. Let's just give it a whirl. Right, oh, there goes the phone. Oh dear, it's not even switching on at all now. Oh, hold on. No! Okay, so this button didn't even work at all earlier. Oh, we've got volume. Right, okay, sweet. Oh, so nothing else works. Didn't have volume earlier. This didn't do anything. This is tuning. Right, okay, so that's where it was stuck. Greatest hits radio. Okay, so we've got that functionality. We've got left and right. Push to scan. Yeah, that works. CD. No. Okay, so this top row isn't doing anything. That is a shame. But we do have volume control, which we didn't have before. And it won't eject that CD. Right, okay. I'm going to keep cleaning because I reckon we're on something here. Let's give it a whirl. Right, well that didn't work. Put the stereo back into the car, switched it on, and now none of the buttons work again. So I'll give up. Well, I probably won't give up. I'll try and get those volume buttons working again. But without the volume buttons, it's really annoying, because I can't go out for a drive in the car and do a video on it because the bloody music's on all the time. So tomorrow morning, we'll go back in, I'll have one more fiddle with it, and then hopefully I'll get the volume to go off, and then I'm going to take you up the road in the car, because it's bloody brilliant. The car itself is fantastic. I'm really chuffed with it. And then I'm going to divulge some of the plans I've got for it later on. But we'll catch this up tomorrow, and we'll get out in the Boxster for a drive. So we've got Ian from the works here today. He is got this code reader out, and he is trying to find out why we've got a mill light on. But we reckon we already knew what it was when we found the leak in the exhaust, didn't we, mate?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So you're just going to clear some codes down, see what's going on. And we're making sure we think it's going to be safe to remap it, because we are looking to buy an exhaust system for this car. And, you know, there might be some sporty cats going in there. I can't really tell you too much. But hopefully, if we can map it and there's nothing seriously wrong with the engine, today we're going to look at options. So when he's done his bits here, we'll pick this up in a minute. Hey guys, how's it going? So Ian got all of the codes read and cleared on the ECU last night, and good news is it's what we thought it was. So it showed you on one of the banks that it was detecting a lean mixture, but that's because we know between the left hand manifold and the rest of the exhaust system there are no nuts, so that is why it is not clasped together and it's causing a blow, and that's what's giving us our code. Anyway, we cleared the code down yesterday. The light has stayed off. Obviously it will take 20-30 miles for it to realise that that is indeed running lean again. But this morning I've just nipped off to go and get some super unleaded. Just put 60 quid's worth in, because today we're going to go and do some draggies with it unmodified and some draggies with it modified through mapping. So we're going to get to that as soon as I get to the studio, and we're going to go for a little drive now, just so I can tell you what exactly I think of this stunning little £1,900 Porsche Boxster. Yeah, I've got the roof down. Why not? The sun is out. Yeah, it's chilly, but the heating system in here does keep you pretty warm despite having that roof down. But I don't know what to say really, other than I am so pleased with this car. I am definitely going to modify it, definitely going to keep it for a bit. And as we've found a problem with the exhaust system, which you could repair, but I think, nah, let's stick a full system on it, manifolds as well. Let's release that noise of that car, because this engine does sound fantastic. Even standard, it has that Porsche noise about it. It's very induction-y, but I do reckon there's more to come. And I've been looking around on the internet at different exhaust types and styles that people have fitted to these cars, and they've certainly made the noise you want. They do bark. So yeah, just on my commute to work this morning. So yeah, we're just making our way to JW. It's weird because it's so noisy when you're in a cabriolet. It really is noisy. You forget what is going on in the roads when you're sat cocooned in a modern car. Oh, what a sound. It does make a great noise. I can't wait to put an exhaust on it, I really can't. But yeah, today I'm going to get Ian to map it, and that'll be a separate video. But I think I'm going to wrap today's video up with just the first drive with the stereo not on, which was great. I managed to fix that. What a great car. You couldn't even buy a Clio 172, I don't reckon, for 1,900 quid now. I think you need to get these bought before they start going up, because they do offer you a lot. Decent brakes, great handling, a couple of 100 horsepower. Yeah, I'm sold. Going to sound epic with an exhaust. Yeah, fantastic car. But listen, thanks for watching, guys. This is progress number 2, finding some faults, see what we can fix, see what we need to do next. Next video will be tuning. We'll do some draggy times, see what it's like stock, see what it's like with a naturally aspirated, obviously, remap. They're not known for doing much, but we're hoping to see some more torque. It is offering about 15-20 brake horsepower. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Listen, I was going to sign off, but I just had my first Boxster owner give me a wave, a rev, and a bit of a wheel spin at the traffic lights. It's official, I'm part of a new cult. See you on the next one.